When I'm so far away from home, I can't go back even if I want to at that point. Like, there's just no flights back. I really miss home. I think in the economy we're in at the moment, content looks easy.
Yeah.
Because you're watching people who make it all the time. You're in a country that people would die to be in. I've never been someone who's got a 5 or 10 year plan. I'm always somebody who would put a brick down today. Because if I do that, eventually I'll have a house. I can always renovate it. People are often like, I need a plan. I need all these systems in place.
So tell me, what stopped you from doing that? What are you doing to fix it?
Probably a bit of self-doubt.
Yeah, okay.
If you've watched any of my content, the thing that you'll hear me say the most is just post, be consistent, and let time do its thing, and it'll build. Today's guest, Layton, has done that, and he's built over 400 days, almost 200,000 something followers. So tune in, and let's see how he did it. Mate, thanks for coming on the podcast. Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
No, it's been like a little time coming. Like, I know you've reached out before. We've talked. I've been watching. I've been seeing your stuff going around. And then, yeah, it was Jono, right? Jono's like, mate,
Yes.
get Layton on. Like, why the hell you even got him on here? And I was like, oh, yeah, sorry. So I said to Mel, get him on. And it's been cool actually to watch because, like, I don't know when you reached out to me or the brand account a while back when you're first building this day challenge. I was like real early on in the day challenge.
Really, yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to see how this plays out and see where it goes. And then, like, every time I come back, it's just like growing exponentially almost.
Yes.
And it's been massive. So I want to start off with, like, it's what, day 390 or something now? Where are you up to now?
Today's 400.
There we go. I was close. Day 400.
Yes.
So it's day 400. So take me back 400 days. Like, why did you start this thing? What happened? Tell me the story. Like, get me at the beginning. Give us a run through, and then we'll start to, like, break down where we're at.
Okay, so to break it down, I'd have to go a bit further back than day one. So I moved to New Zealand in 2020.
Yep.
Height of COVID.
Yep.
And the thing with that is when I'm so far away from home, I can't go back even if I want to at that point. Like, there's just no flights back. I really miss home.
Yeah.
And I think because of that, I didn't really give New Zealand a fair crack to begin with.
Yeah.
I was probably feeling a bit sorry for myself. Didn't really realise where I was. Got married, went back on a honeymoon, had a great time. Came back to New Zealand, it was kind of the same. And then I went back to the UK, not on the high of being on a honeymoon, just normal, seeing life as it was. And I realised that everything was kind of the same.
Yeah.
Nothing had really changed. I went into the same pubs when I was younger, and people were in the same chairs doing the same shit. And I was just like, fuck, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
And I still remember looking out of the plane window, landing in New Zealand and thinking, you're in New Zealand. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Start to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Start fucking, like, living your life, because it's not going to come back. You're in a country that people would die to be in.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be in New Zealand. It's beautiful. It's great. And it took me to do that, to come into New Zealand and be like, it starts now.
Okay.
4 months before that, I stopped drinking as well.
Okay, awesome.
And then...
What was that decision? How did that decision come about?
Oh, well, it wasn't like I was an addict or anything.
Nah.
I just wanted to get the full experience out of myself and what I could do. My full potential.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was never like I was drinking every weekend and it was big partying.
Yeah.
When I was younger, yes. But then it would be just like, I don't know, the odd blowout, let's say, every month. And it just, as you get older, it just takes more days out. And I think that probably inspired it a little bit.
Cool.
Just having that
Clarity.
mental clarity and just
100%.
fuck, I felt pretty good.
Yeah.
I could probably do this.
Yeah.
So from that and then, landing in New Zealand. And then I started running as well. For the longest time, I didn't run.
Fucking running,
because
it gets all of us.
Yeah. I like, just turned 30, cliche, I'm not reinventing the wheel here.
Yeah.
But so I started running because I had really bad knees, but I found out I could do these stretches and I was like, fuck, I can run. Sweet.
Yeah.
Invest in some running shoes. And then a couple of days after that, I was like, okay, I need to, like, get this business, like, up and running. How could I do that? Whenever I just started posting a video a day, just being consistent. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get rid of the perfection, be more consistent, not really care about what people think as much, and just really go for it. Just be like, this was a now or never moment. I'm 30. And the weird thing was, when I was in my 20s and I was drinking, and I was doing all the wrong things, I always said to myself, when I'm 30, it'll change. Yeah. I didn't really believe that. I just said that so I could carry on. Yeah. I'll think about that when I'm 30. Yeah. But then I got to 30. Yeah. I was like, fuck, it actually happened. My brain just went, this is it now. You've got to do something. Yeah. Cool. So quit drinking, started running, looked after myself a bit more, and started this daily challenge. That's how I got to day one. Yeah. And all it was about was making a video that day.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great story because actually a lot of this conversation I wanted to ask you about was discipline and consistency, given your story of what I know so far, which is great. It's also interesting you talk about the 30 thing. I mean, it was about the same for me. I was literally 30 when I gave up drinking as well. And I think there is a real moment in time around that 28 to 32 bracket of where people like, I mean, there's true studies in that your brain fully develops by the time you're about 27, 28, and and you're kind of locked in your personality and stuff by that stage. And then you kind of go through this maturing process after that. And I think it's quite interesting for young creators listening that like, you almost want to spend that time 20 to 28 playing around, like experimenting, doing stuff, enjoying your life, doing the crazy shit.
Yeah.
So that because you got to hit 30 and be like, all right, I'm locked in.
Yes.
And I'm going to go for some things and you kind of get into maturity. So it's quite cool hearing that story because I was really much the same. 2017 was when I gave up drinking and I was 30 at the time. I was 30 something at the time. It wasn't on my birthday, but I do think there is something in that maturity piece where you start your brain's just like, fuck, I want more than this. Yeah. Okay, so that's cool. So I love that because you didn't just start posting every day and being consistent from day one. You actually were like, I'm going to give up drinking. I'm going to start running. I'm going to do these hard things that are going to set me up to do another hard thing.
Yes.
And then I'm guessing as we go forward, that started to knock down more and more hard things as we kind of went along because the discipline was there. Okay, cool. Love it. Continue.
So got to day one. Yeah. So I think this is where a lot of people go wrong. They think they need to have this big plan.
Yeah.
Where I've got to today, it was not the plan at all. I literally just wanted to be consistent, get rid of the perfection, and just be better at what I did.
Yeah.
And also my mum and dad were back in England, and I'm like, it'd be really cool if they could see what I was doing every day.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Cool.
It was real, just like get some clips of the day, do a voiceover, how most people start.
Yeah.
There was no real plan. But once I got to like day 50, I was like, cool, I can maybe start making some better videos because my body and my brain got used to it so much that it would be weird if I didn't make a video that day.
Yeah.
If I was just like, I'm not going to film today, my brain would be like, oh, come on, we normally do something.
Yeah.
So you build that consistency, and from there you can kind of branch out. Then I got to like day 100, 140, and then I realized that my consistency more and more people were noticing. So then I could be what's it called? Someone who's like an authority in the space.
Yeah.
Because I've done it. I've got all those reps in and people are like, oh, maybe this guy could teach me something. Then I started to do more educational stuff about how to make videos. That started going well. And then once I got so far again, I could make just more complex videos, but I already had the consistency behind me and enough reps in that it didn't feel too overwhelming. People are often like, I need a plan. I need all these systems in place because they're thinking of like the big house at the end. They're thinking of that end goal. I've never been someone who's got a 5 or 10 year plan. I'm always somebody who would put a brick down today. Because if I do that, eventually I'll have a house. And if it's not quite the house I want at the end, I can always renovate it. I can always change some things along the way. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of how it unfolded, and then it got to a point where people were like, we really like what you're doing, are you going to do a course on how to make videos? And I was like, shit, okay. Was never the plan at the beginning, but it grew into that. I think that's the main thing is I just started making a video a day. I wasn't even thinking about day 3. I was like, I need to do day 2.
Cool.
Okay, now day 3.
I love that.
And then once you build up the consistency, you'll have those systems in place where you're like, I can make 4 videos out of this one video today. Because it started with just a video, but then I can make one piece of content. I'd be like, I actually fucked up quite a few lines there. I could do an outtakes. All the ones where I get my shots and I walk back to the camera because I'm just filming on my own. That's a piece of content because it's like a behind the scenes into how people make videos and people are interested in that. So all of a sudden you've got multiple videos from one video, but it all started with just a voiceover. It just builds up to that.
It's great, eh? I love that. It's I can't like overstate the importance of that process. It is like core to our business. It's core to how we grew this business. It's core to how every successful client we have is about the same process too. Like it's not going, let's make the perfect campaign for this client. It's like, let's just do some shit and let it figure itself out and like just keep adding to it every single day. So I love that. And I think that for anyone listening, they'll probably hear me harp on about this a lot on different platforms, but to hear it from someone else, hopefully like sinks in for some people listening.
Maybe.
Because it is the truth. Like there is only one way to build a house, and it's brick by brick. There is no way to just put a house into place, right? Like you've got to build it slowly. So as you're doing this and you're going out, you did it initially because you're a videographer, and you had this as a freelance business that you were working as a freelance videographer.
Yeah.
How was that impacted by those first few hundred days or couple hundred days before you started this transition piece, which we'll get into? Like how did the work start to flow in there? Did it start to flow in there? Like what was the payoff?
For the longest time, nothing.
Yeah.
I think I made a video on this. It was for my first TikTok video to get over 1,000 views. It's 243 days.
Yeah, wow.
So for 243 days, for the first 100 days, I didn't get a video over 65 views.
Yeah, wow.
That was the reality. It was a lot of just throwing your time and effort into the void, thinking, what the fuck am I doing? Is this going to work?
I love this.
But I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, I just keep going.
Yeah.
I'd liken it to, say, if you like, you've got a well and you look down into the well and you just chucking, let's go back to bricks. You're chucking bricks down there. Oh, fuck, I hope it's stacking up. But then one day you'll just see one brick just land and you're like, oh, fuck, it's working. Okay, cool. And then you start putting more.
Yeah, I love that.
More bricks down. So for the longest time, it was nothing.
Yeah.
I think it was 6 months of solid posting, so like 180 videos before I hit 10k.
Yeah.
But before that, I've been making videos on and off for 3 years.
Yeah.
And there was 180 videos, so probably 250 videos before I got to 10k. That was November, and it's now, what month are we in? June.
Yeah.
June.
Yeah,
and now I
fuck
just
yeah,
hit
myself.
120k yesterday.
Yeah, nice.
So once it hits 10k, it's like this
Yeah.
for the longest time, and then it just fucking goes.
And it just takes off, eh?
Yeah, but it's all those days of like nothing and no one caring and some pity comments from your friends being like, "This was really cool." Like, okay, cool.
What changed about the videos for the first 100 to the second 100? Like, did things change, or do you think it was just time?
I think the first 100, it really was about getting a video out, whatever it was. I mean, my earlier videos was about some of the most random stuff. One was about my dog's birthday. One was about me making pancakes. One was about a lyric I heard in a song. It's like a video, but I'm talking about that. It was just whatever I would feel that day.
Yeah.
And I would wake up most days being like, oh, fuck am I going to make a video about? I've got nothing on. Like, what am I going to do? But you'd find a way.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of value in that pushing past.
Yeah.
That really like, oh, I don't know if I could do this. Because that hurdle normally is where people would stop. But if you just get past it, there's so much reward past that. But after those first 100 days, built the consistency. The second 100 were more educational stuff because I had those reps and I had that. I had all the videos there to prove I was that person who knew how to make videos consistently, and there wasn't really, I think, anybody else really doing that. A lot of people were teaching people how to make videos, but not consistently. I think that's the thing that people are really looking for.
Yeah, cool.
How do I be consistent?
It was different as well, right? No one else was doing it, so it was a new take on the same thing that everyone's kind of spouting. But like,
and you could go back to day one and see how it all started.
Exactly.
Like right now, you could see my video I post tonight, day 400, which is a banger, by the way. But you could go back to day one and it's not that great, and you can be like, wow, that happened within a year, you know?
Yeah. No, I like that. So that's quite interesting. So actually, some of the change in the video is that you got more specific and niched in the topics you're talking about. Is that correct? Yeah. And you did that through understanding what the audience wants, or did you do that through just going, fuck it, I only want to make these sorts of videos? Like what gave you that confidence to make that change?
So I'd say for the first 150, it was like, I'm going to make what I want. I'm going to use just my camera because I'm obviously a videographer by trade. I'm not using an iPhone. But the first video that blew up for me was an iPhone video.
Yeah, of course it was.
And I was like,
why would it not be?
I don't really want to put this up, but I'll try it. It was I did 6 shots in 60 seconds. So it's me basically just running around like a lunatic with my phone getting some shots. It's pretty much all it was. Real basic video. Didn't take many takes.
Yeah.
Blew up. Like, okay, this is what people want.
Yeah.
I still made the odd video that I wanted to make because that's the beauty of posting so consistently.
Yeah.
You could have, in like a 7-day week, I could have 2 videos like that. I could have 3 other videos, and then I could, if you sprinkle in like a brand deal or a sponsored post in that, like it's fine.
Yeah.
Because you've got that much volume in there.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's when it started to kind of take off, and I realized that people actually prefer the behind the scenes to the actual thing. I could post like a really great video that I'm really proud of, and people are like, whatever. But if I show you how I did it, people are like, this is amazing. Can we have more content like this? So I think, behind the scenes, don't be afraid to use an iPhone here and there. I actually think it performs better, which is so sad for me to say because I love using a camera. But that's just kind of the reality of it, you know?
Yeah. It is good to know, because I think what you're saying there is that I didn't try to figure out what the audience wanted by using my brain. I figured it out by seeing what happened when I posted. you know, I used the audience's response to dictate where I went. And I think that's really crucial, because a lot of people, especially in the beginning, they think that, oh, I'm going to make something that I think's really cool.
Yeah.
And I put it out, and then no one thinks it's cool, and then they get disheartened, and they're like, oh, well, that sucked. I'm going to stop doing it because people don't like my art or whatever. But actually, like, that's not what social media is for. Like, social media, people forget. They think it's media, but it's social media. There's a two-way exchange here, that I have to make something that you want, not something that I want.
Yes.
And you've dictated and changed and adapted your strategy to be like, well, I tried this thing. I'd use an iPhone. I hate using an iPhone, but fuck it. My audience loves it. Yeah. Let's make more iPhone stuff. However, I still have a creative need. So because I got volume, I can still do my creative process as a part of it. So I get to satisfy both what I want to do, but also to grow the following, because I'm making content the audience wants to see.
Yes.
Cool. Love that. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So then tell me, 150 days in, 200 days in, you started to, any change to your business? To your freelancing? Did it actually even have an effect?
Yes. Yeah. I think it gave me way more credibility.
Cool.
Same with the social following, same with when a business is looking at you. If you have over a certain amount, it shouldn't be like this.
Yeah.
It really should just be based on the work that you make, and like, that's cool. But you have that social credibility of like, it's probably the same for you guys. They come and they see the big following, they're like, these guys are legit. Yeah. It's the same with the following. 100%. If you come across a creator that you really like, but you're like, oh, 700 followers, I'll come back. Yeah. I know what it's like. I'm the exact same. And it used to piss me off about my own brand, but I'm like, I get it. I'm the same. Yeah. So yeah, once I got past 10K, it obviously like went quite quickly. But yeah, more business came in. But through that transitional period, obviously through the demand for it, I released a course on how to make videos, like how I've done it, like a really, really thorough but easy to digest breakdown of everything from your idea creation, your scripting, your filming, your editing. So it's like, you can do this. With this, you have everything you need. So there's that. Yeah. Then obviously from that, I think in the economy we're in at the moment, content looks easy. Yeah. Because you're watching people who make it all the time. So I think a lot of people are like, do you know what, I'm going to give this a go, because this agency or this freelance videographer are charging a fortune. Like, I can't afford that. I'll give it a go myself. So you do more like consultancy stuff. Yeah. And then there's people, obviously, through your following around the world, there's more people who do like one-on-one coaching calls. And then you might go around and do like a consultation where you help people like their lighting setups. Like, there's all these different things that kind of present themselves. Yeah. So from that, I'm able to now really, if I do like a videography project for a brand or a client, I can really kind of pick what I want to do. It's kind of giving me that freedom, which is really cool. It's a transitional period, but it's, like I said, it's a transitional period. So I'm still kind of like figuring it out. Yeah. But it's grown not in the way I would have expected it to. I'm thinking like, oh, if I grow it, I'll have these clients and these clients. But I think one of my biggest, because this is actually quite important, one of my biggest strengths yet is also my weakness, is how much I put myself out there off camera. Okay. I haven't really networked enough. Yeah. And I know that's so important. I really know it. I know it now. Yeah. But the fact I don't network, and I'm happy to just make my videos, put the blinkers on and just do that. But at the same time, I'm neglecting like new relationships, and because you can be as good as you want, but if people don't know who you are, you're not going to get the work. Nah. You know, and people would rather take someone who's a 7 out of 10 but is a real sound guy and introduce themselves than a 10 out of 10 who, I don't know who that is, or he might be a dickhead. I'm not going to take that risk. You know? Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge thing. I think a lot of people underestimate that, and a lot of people don't think, like, a lot of people see our following and our growth and our viewership and go, oh yeah, fuck, that's why they're growing. And look, it's a huge part of it. It's the top of funnel, right? People get to know who the brand is, and like you said, I think the numbers of followers and viewership is clout. Like, people go, well, they must know what they're doing because they've done it for them, right? Yeah. So if they can do it for them, they can probably do it for our brand. But actually, like, where the real rubber hits the road is where me or the team actually meet people in real life. That's why we do so much like events, community stuff. I go to networking events all the time, speak on stages, all that sort of stuff. That's where, of all the activities we do, networking, me speaking on stage, or one of the teams speaking on stage, and our events that we do, run or participate in, by far the number one thing. Like, it's not even close. Yeah. The others of how much of that turns into money compared to videos. Actually, even what people don't know when they really dig into it, like, so in-person interactions, number one. Yes. Revenue driver.
Number 2 is the personal brand on LinkedIn, number 2. And number 3 is the 1 point something million followers we have just on our 2 socials, inclusive of like the 35 million views we get a month. That's number 3 down the line.
Yeah.
As accounts.
You think it'd be the other way around, right?
Yeah. Everyone would think it's around the other way.
Yeah.
And then people argue, yeah, but like they're only going to meet you in person because of this. And it's like, well, actually, that's not true, because I went to an event like Money Hub the other day, event down in Queenstown. Every single person in that room, a bar 6 of the 140 in there, hadn't seen our Instagram. I mean, they were 50.
Yeah, of course.
None of them had seen it. And, you know, and when you show them, they're like, what the fuck? You know, like, well, how are you making this sort of content and succeeding from it?
Yes.
And I was like, because I don't get it from there. I actually got it from here. I said, your marketing manager's seen that. So when you bring me in to have a chat and they're like, hey, marketing manager, like, do you want to work with these guys? They're like, holy fuck, yes, I do want to work with those.
Yes.
But you're still the decision maker. And because I have a relationship with you, this deal's going to go ahead.
Yeah.
So I think that's great for you to see that. So tell me what stopped you from doing that, and what are you doing to fix it?
I think what stopped me, probably a bit of self-doubt.
Yeah, okay.
Of like putting myself in that situation, because it's a big thing. I think like before I did videos, I was a Sparky. I was an electrician for like 10 years.
Yeah.
I never really had any much client-facing.
Yep.
Nearly. Didn't have much like client-facing stuff. Any like times where I'd have to like you turn up to a house.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Cool, sweet. I'll let you know when I'm done. That's it. Actually putting yourself out there, and like I haven't got that much at that point sales experience. Like, so putting myself out there and being like, this is what I do. I think this is why I'd be a good fit for you. Like it was quite alien to me, and I think I kind of just like I thought, do you know what? I'll let my work do the talking.
Yeah.
But it gets to a point where there's only so many. I mean, I've got a lot of work through people finding me on Instagram or referrals and word of mouth, which has been great. But for those bigger clients, I guess, like those brand deals that you want, you're looking at other creators, you're like, why have they got that and I haven't? Oh, they know them. They reached out. They proposed this idea. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. So what I'm doing to change it, I didn't know about it till the last minute, but New Zealand CreatorCon, it's probably like 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Someone told me about that. They're like, oh, you'll be going to that, right? And I'm like, what's that? And I find out about it. They're like, oh, it's like all the creators in there, there's brands there, like you just get to network. And I'm like, I need to, this is it. This is the sign, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
So I kind of pull some strings, force my way in there. And I met like a load of cool people, creators and brands. And I was like, that was good. But I don't know if it's just come at a good time. Now I've built it and I'm way more sure of myself and what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I think I present myself way better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it might just be a timing thing. Maybe maybe I was meant to do this,
Yeah.
meant to network at this point. Maybe that's just my journey that I'm meant to go on.
Yeah.
Maybe I wasn't meant to network back in the day because I didn't know what I know now.
Yeah.
So I think I think it is what it is.
You know, I'm going
right?
to counter that, you know, because you didn't know what content to put out back in day one.
Exactly.
So you also didn't know how to what content to put out. You didn't know how to network or when to network. But I guess the point is networking is no different to putting out content. You just need to do it every day and as often as possible. And then the muscle grows, just like it did with the content. And so like that would be my next question. It's like, okay, cool. You went to CreatorCon. What's next? What are you doing now? Because that's what you did. What are you doing in the future to continue to meet and network?
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm working on it, Stan. Fuck.
No, I love it. I'm going to press on this because this is good, because this is your, like in my mind, your brand is discipline. Like that's your brand. And in a nutshell, if you look at what you've done, when I watch your content, I've seen you and I've been watching this journey that you've been on. It's about discipline. You've stuck to something for so long and you've got better as you've done it as well. And not better in quality of video, but in better of the videos become better for the audience. And I think that's way more important than the good quality videos we've already discussed. So the fact of you now understanding that networking, or at least meeting lots of people and building this like army of people who are going to help you achieve your goals, that's going to take discipline again, right?
Yes.
That's all it's going to do. And actually the easiest way to do something, to be disciplined at something, is actually to do it every day. Because doing it once in a while doesn't actually really build discipline. No. We've learned that already. You can't sometimes not drink. You can't sometimes run. You've got to be a runner. You've got to be a non-drinker.
Yes.
You've got to be someone who posts every day. So to be a networker, you've got to be a networker. You've got to meet people every day and do all the stuff. So, like, have you any thoughts of, like, if I was to say to you, mate, there's a gun on your head, I'm going to pull the trigger if you don't tell me how you're going to go forward and build this networking. What would you do? Like, what just comes to mind of like some ways of how you could do it?
Can I turn it around and ask you?
You can. You 100% can. but I want you to try. Just
Okay.
and I want you to try because, be honest, I'd hope you get it wrong, and then we'll have a better conversation. If you get it right, then fuck, you've already got it. Let's move on to the next topic.
Yes.
So, what would you do? What do you think you could do?
Email,
Yeah.
cold call. I mean, that's like I think maybe LinkedIn,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm not on LinkedIn. I
Yeah.
tried it for a little bit and stopped because I don't really understand the platform, if I'm
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
It's a bit alien to me. And with doing the daily videos, I'm like, I'll come back to that. So maybe it's time to go to that.
Mm.
I'm not really sure.
You know what I love about those answers? It's like, I was like, how are you going to do more networking? And you started to list off mediums of communication. You're like, oh, I might email, I might cold call, and I might LinkedIn. And I was like, none of that was just like, oh, I might go walk in and meet some people, or I might go to a networking event.
I wouldn't even know how to get
You know?
into a networking
Like,
event.
but I think, I'm not trying to shit on your parade.
No.
What I'm trying to say is I think it's real normal.
Mhm.
I actually had a young kid in here yesterday, and he was asking me really similar stuff. And I was saying to him, like, mate, like, just, it's not that complicated, but we make it more complicated, just the same way as the people you're trying to teach to post consistently make it too complicated inside their head.
Mhm.
They're like, yeah, but I need, like, the right camera, I need the right gear, or what am
Yeah.
I going to talk about, or do people even care that I'm posting about my dog's birthday, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're going to come up with all these things, right?
Yeah.
And then they're going to go, well, I have once seen that this thing, and I have this little tiny loose knowledge on this, so I think maybe here is where I'll start.
Mhm.
And actually, like, in the world that we live in today, like, we have all the world's knowledge at our fingertips. So you don't even need to come speak to fucking me and go figure it out. You can just be like, hey, chat, I want to start networking. I want a full-on
True.
comprehensive strategy on how to network the fuck out of Auckland.
Mm.
And it will tell you. And it would probably give you the links if you asked it for all the networking events you could find.
Yeah.
You could used to be able to 3 years ago just do that on Google. Now chat just makes it faster, or Gemini, or whatever AI tool you want to use. So that's one way, and we're going to talk about it. So don't worry, I'll be your ChatGPT for today. But I think for people listening, I think that's like a real good bit. Like, even people like yourself and me, I'm the same, who have very good discipline and do things consistently and move forward, and we've grown our businesses and our followings because of it. The next thing we need to do, we still struggle to know the next steps. And the reason we struggle is we forget the lessons we learned from the other things, which is just put one brick down and then eventually you'll have a house. Like, just do one phone call, just do one networking event, just do one podcast with someone who tells you the next step.
Yeah.
That's the trick. Like, there is no way to become the best networker except for one step at a time. And so for people listening, but also for you, like, breaking it down, like, that's what you got to do. The trick of networking is actually real easy. Networking is way easier than everything else. The reason people don't like it is because they're scared and nervous about meeting people in real life. You can't stop and pause and wait to respond like you can on a message.
Yeah.
Because, someone asks you a question in networking, you can't be like, hang on.
You only
I'll come
found like
back to you.
ChatGPT, what do I say?
I'll come back to you in a day and a half. You can't do that, right?
Yeah.
So that's why people get nervous, and especially like millennials and Gen Z, like, we suck at this sort of stuff. Like, we don't pick up the phone when someone calls because I can't respond to you fast enough and what it is.
Yeah.
But actually, like, networking is not that hard. It's just like finding groups that you have some interest in alignment with and go to them and start. And then also finding ones that put you slightly outside of your comfort zone and go to those ones. So, like, in New Zealand and Auckland at least, and in different parts of the world, there's different ways to do this. The first thing would be going, okay, what am I interested in? And then second of all is like, what do I want the networking to do? Okay, so what do I want it to do? In your case, it might be business opportunities, or it might be brand deals, or it might be, like, when I say business opportunities as a videographer and that side of your world, it might be brand deals and opportunities. It might be more collaborations with other creators. Okay, so there might be a whole bunch of stuff. On your interests, it might be things like running, for instance, right? It might just be actually videography and photography in general, maybe. I don't know. You might have other interests. That there is where you'd start. Because what you're trying to do when you network is find like-minded people, right? Obviously. So what does like-minded people mean? It means people who share some interest with me or some goal or outcome that I also have. So tell me, interest-wise, what are your biggest interests at the moment?
What, in life, or like
Just
how
like,
I would...
What do you like doing?
I like making videos.
Cool.
You've got me. That's it.
That's what you do.
No. I go to the gym. I run.
Yeah.
I like to... I've got into making pizza recently.
Cool. Love that.
Real cool.
Yeah.
Barbecuing sometimes.
Yeah.
Running. That's probably about it.
Okay, cool. Perfect starts. So, I mean, running's fucking easy because it's blown up everywhere. Run clubs are fucking dime a dozen now, and fuck, we've even got one, and we all go to one on Wednesdays. Well, when I wake up in the morning, on a Wednesdays. So there's run clubs everywhere. If you want run club to be a networking event, it 100% can. Like the ambitiousness of the kids that I see at these run clubs is fucking outrageous. Like, I would never have done that at 25. I'd be hungover. I don't know why these kids get up at 5 to go to, or 4:30 to go to a run club. It's amazing. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Like, they're just weapons. So run clubs is one place. Barbecue's an interesting one because barbecue in New Zealand's massive. The barbecue scene in New Zealand's huge. Some of the best barbecuers in the world come from New Zealand, and so there's a whole underground network of barbecue here, and tapping into those networking is a real easy one to get into as well. Pizza making, I can't necessarily say I've seen same, but one thing that is interesting about pizza making or pizza or food is that supper clubs are a big thing. So supper clubs are essentially find a bunch of people and ask them to come for dinner and all bring something, or set a theme or an intention around the supper and tell everyone the only rule is you have to bring someone else.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so therefore you might know 5 people, but then now there's 10 people at the dinner. And then you tell those people, if you want to come back, you can. You just got to bring someone new every time.
Yeah.
And then eventually it turns into this fucking wild chaos and it becomes massive.
Yeah.
But actually, like, they're really good. And then you can set the intention of being like, look, we're going to keep it to 20 people or whatever. But you just have people bring new people all the time. Supper clubs are a real fantastic way. The other ways that I've seen them done is once a month we all go to dinner somewhere. That's the same rules apply. There's a limit of, say, $150 a head. So you say to everyone, look, who's in? Cool. Book the venue. Everyone, it's $150, and you all go to dinner and you try a new restaurant every time. Great way to network with different people. Plus, you also get to eat out at some really cool places.
Yes.
So those are just like simple ways of like creating a group. That's networking. Because what you're doing is you're getting to meet people in real life, doing something that you love doing anyway, or you're going to go for a run anyway. So why not run with another 100 people? And you love food, so why not eat it in the company of other cool people, right?
Yeah.
What about your business outcomes? Like, what are the business outcomes that you're looking for at the moment? Like, just, I know that this will change and chop and you're in a bit of a transition period, but like, what are some of the goals that you want from your following and from networking? Like, from a more, it doesn't have to be like converting to business, like in making money, but who are the types of people from a business lens that you want to be like networking with?
It's a great question. I couldn't give you an answer.
Well, where are you going to get your next dollar? Or who's going to help you? Who do you think could help build the brand to get more dollars? Like, for instance, you went to CreatorCon. Why was that good?
Because I got to meet other people and put myself out there, introduce myself, get some emails, get some phone numbers.
And of who?
Sorry?
Who were the people you got the phone numbers from in the emails?
Oh, the brands that were there. So like Sony was one of them.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to work with Sony.
Cool.
Went up, introduced myself, told them who I was. They were like, here's an email us.
Cool.
And they got back to me and like something could be happening there. So
if you could meet more people like those people from brands like that, would that be beneficial?
Yes.
Okay. So what was the title of those people? What were their jobs at Sony?
I don't know. They had basically had like a podcast set up like this.
Yeah.
And there was 2 guys working there, and he was like, here's my email, and here's like my boss's email.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like that.
So to let you know, those people who would go to CreatorCon, they're going to be a handful of titles. They're going to be marketing leads, like something marketing manager lead, something like that. They're going to be brand partnerships or partnerships manager, or they're going to be a brand manager of some sort. So there's going to be one of those things, right? Those sorts of people go to every single marketing event possible. There's 2 big organizations in New Zealand who do the majority of the marketing events. There's the Marketing Association, which are the old school big industry level events. So they do things like Digital Day Out and a whole bunch of other big massive events where all these brand managers, social media managers, marketing managers go to. And then there's the Marketing Club, which is it's the new entrant on the block. They probably deal with the younger marketing manager crowd, a lot of people transitioning from university through into their full career, but they've also got a lot of like stable people who've been in the industry for a long time who act more like a mentor. So I think that's led by a girl called Chanel. Those 2 organizations probably have on any given month, you could probably find 4 or 5 big events to go to.
Okay.
And they're all the people who book the talent. Like
What's
they're
the
all there.
criteria to get into something like that?
0.
Just
turn
say,
up.
can I rock
Marketing Club is free. I
Mhm.
mean, they have a membership tier now, which is, but it's like it's tiny. It's like $200 a year or something. The Marketing Association is paid, and they are typically quite expensive events. When I say quite expensive, for like their big events are probably like $900 to go to for the day.
Okay.
So quite expensive ones to go to. That's digital day out. There isn't a big business in the country that doesn't send a representative to that. It's probably 600 people that sit in the room, all brand marketing managers.
Yep.
So everyone you ever want to meet will be there.
Cool.
So if you really wanted to meet them, $900 isn't necessarily a huge price to pay. If you
can
think
make that
about,
back, though.
you can make that back in one deal, right?
Of course.
They also have a membership tier. So if you become a member with Marketing Association, then you can go to all the events for much cheaper.
Yep.
Like, I don't know, I can't remember what the membership tier costs, but then say Digital Day Out goes from $900 down to $600.
Yep.
So it's not a huge cost. It's way, like, I think just Digital Day Out pays it back just about. But so those are just some ways of doing it. There's also things like in, say, freelance videography. I always talk about BNI. Have you heard of BNI before? Business Networking International. So BNI is a global networking group that in Auckland there's probably 25 chapters. There's about roughly 20 people per chapter. So there's like 500 people in this networking organization.
What's a chapter? Sorry.
A chapter is a small group of people who meet once a week for an hour and a half every single week.
Oh, okay.
They're one different person from every industry or thing, and they become like a sales group for each other. They sort of, if I was part of it, I might say to someone, "Oh, hey mate, I've got a client who needs a commercial lawyer. Like, I'll put them in touch with you, Tom, and got a commercial lawyer." You could for like freelance videography, which probably at the moment probably is still some big chunky work for you in terms of that space. There's heaps of it there. We started there. Like our first 3 years that was probably one of the leading things for our business. What's really cool with BNI, and BNI will probably hate me saying this on camera, but you can go to a chapter twice for free. You might have to pay for breakfast. Some of the chapters are a bit stingy and they'll make you pay for the breakfast. But you can go to 2 without paying any membership fee for each chapter. 25 chapters. You can go to 50 networking events for free. Maybe pay for breakfast, which you're going to have breakfast anyway. So you're going to maybe pay for breakfast. You could do 1 a day, every day for literally 2 months. And you'll meet 500 people, right? All people who have small business. They're usually small businesses, usually anywhere from like 100K to maybe 2 mil is probably the average size. Once they get above 2 mil, they're starting to get a little bit too big for the group. Unless of course they're like a small business accountant or something who only deals with small businesses, then it makes sense. Or if they are a lawyer part of a massive firm, obviously the firm's got lots of money, but that one lawyer books might be a lot less. Those sorts of networking events, they're everywhere. The thing about them is, like, those sorts of networking events and the marketing ones are just the most scariest ones to go to. Like,
I can imagine.
Like most people, if I tell you for the next 2 months you're going to get up and go to a networking event at 7 a.m. every single day, like he's already laughing because I used to make Connor go to one.
Yeah.
They fucking suck at first.
Yeah.
But your growth from it's huge. Because every single one of those events, you have to get up and spend 60 seconds explaining who you are and what value you add.
Yeah. How did you find it?
It's really scary at first.
Yeah.
Like, be like so nervous, like get up there and like trying to jump over your tongue. But by the end of it,
He was a
it's
pro.
not too hard.
Yeah.
Weren't you president or something at one point?
Nah, I was on the leadership committee, but
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
I was the youngest in the room by like 10 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Connor, Joni, Leash, other people in our team who did it, I forced them to do it in the beginning. I was like, well, I didn't force them, but I highly encouraged them to do it. They have, of all our team members, they are by far the best networkers now. They're by far the best at just approaching random strangers and meeting and talking to them. Their ability to like network a room and like hold conversation and make people feel at ease is like through the roof. Like when you take them to a networking event, you see them do it, they don't need any guidance. The rest of the team is like, bro, stop standing together, get out and spread out.
Yes.
We're all too nervous. These guys are just walking up to random strangers. So it's a skill. You're getting 2 things out of it. You're not just like building great relationships with these people that you're meeting. You're actually putting in the reps, just the same as you did with putting videos out.
Yeah.
To be able to walk up to strangers and just meet them.
Yes.
And just have a conversation.
I definitely felt it at that CreatorCon when I went
Yeah.
and introduced myself to a few people. I was like, fuck, I can do this.
Yeah.
Sweet. I felt really good. But then obviously when you go and you stop, it's just like you're back.
Yeah.
And now you're talking about that now. I'm like, oh, that sounds a bit like intense, right?
It's good though because you see the same people every week, so then they're all your mates.
Of course. Yeah.
Gets easier. It
Okay.
gets easier.
Is there an opportunity to speak at these events? Is there anything like that? Because that's something I want to do more. I think that's my next step.
Public.
But I know you do a lot of that. So how have you found that if you were going to start now?
Yeah, public speaking is actually quite easy to get into. The reason being is that like there are lots of opportunities to speak in front of people. BNI is a good one because if you actually join a BNI, you're going to have to do one speaking 10-minute presentation every couple months anyway.
Cool.
Once you join one, because there's a larger session, a larger talk every single week, and it's someone in the group sharing a little bit more in depth about who they are. So they get like a 10-minute slot to do that, as opposed to the little 60-second slot they get every single week. So that's one way in BNI. What I did, my approach to it is find any stage I could, just ask people, just randomly, like if someone's having an event, do it. Put my own events on. Actually, I did that the most. I just like, I want to speak. Okay, well then I'll host an event. I'll just put myself
Bring
on
the
stage.
event to me.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly. Be the host of the party. And it doesn't matter if you get one person turn up or 20, because then you just film it and you put it on your socials. Got to speak at this event.
Yeah.
And then people start to see you someone is speaking, who's a speaker. And if you are good at what you speak at, and as you get better at it, because obviously it'll take a little bit of reps, people start to go, man, I'd love for you to come speak at my event. And given that you've already got the social clout of the following, if you speak about that and the discipline and the consistency and all those lessons you've got to teach people, people are going to be like, mate, you should come speak at our event. You know, they will, because you've just presented yourself as someone who can do this. It was like, actually, I remember learning this from Jimmy Carr. So Jimmy Carr wears a suit because he wants to appear as someone who can host things.
Nice.
And he did that for his whole career, still does it, right?
Yeah.
But he's the guy who hosts all the shows. Whenever you see him, he gets to be the main person on all these BBC and, you know, Channel 4 and whatnot, where, you know, 8 out of 10 cats or the bloody try not to laugh show or, you know, all these things. He gets to be the host of the show. And he also gets asked to speak at corporate events and stuff. So when he was a struggling comedian, I'm going to turn up in a suit the whole time, so I look the part, so people think I'm the guy.
Nice.
And it obviously worked out really well for Jimmy Carr.
Yeah.
His approach, helps that he's funny as well. But it is a good thing to think about. Like if you just put out this content to demonstrate the person you're trying to be, people will be like, oh, that's really easy to go choose him. I already watch his content. I think he's great. And also he does this thing I need, which is speak on stage.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I did. I just like every moment I speak on stage, I film every single one of them, and then I get the team to cut it up and put it out constantly. And then people will constantly ask me to speak. So, you know, I spoke last week. I'm speaking again. On Friday, we're hosting our own event, actually, an online one. So I'm speaking there. I got a couple in July, stuff like that. So the more you can do it, the better.
And I guess if you approach people, there can't be that many people. It's not like, there's a waiting list for people to come up and talk.
For paid speaking, probably.
No, but like if you
But for just speaking,
like, you're
there's
the
no
only
waiting
person who's
list.
asked this year. Of course you can.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. There's so many people who want people to speak. Even just like, you know, going to a university or going to like a film school.
Yeah.
And being like, hey, I was just wondering if you want anyone to come speak to your students about anything. This is who I am, what I do.
Yeah.
You know, like the film schools would be like, yeah, mate, like 100%. Or
Of course.
universities doing marketing even, right? Let me come speak. I speak at universities quite often. I probably do like 4 or 5 university chats a year, maybe more. And they're really good because they got the kids don't have to come. It's uni, right? They can choose to come to these things. They're not getting paid to, and they're paying to come to these things. So let's be honest. So they get to choose if they come. So they're really engaged. So the client, the staff that you go, the students that you get there are super engaged in it.
They want to
really
be there.
interesting. And then you film it and you put it up.
Nice.
And then like let's say it was Uni of Auckland that you went and spoke to some marketing students, and you're posting about, I spoke at University of Auckland today, such and such way. That's like the credibility of that added with your follower count and your viewership. Massive.
Yeah.
Especially if you did a day vlog about it, you know, maybe, and talked about saying, it's a branding exercise. Getting to speak more is a branding exercise. That's all it is. You just got to show the world that you do it more. I would, if I was you, I would, first of all, go do things like BNI or networking events, because there's lots of opportunity to speak at those sorts of things. And then I would host an event. I just hosted a little small 20-person event. And in fact, if you want to run one, we'll do it together, as in we'll host it for you. We'll put it on at the studio, and we'll just do it like we have events all the time. Promote it. We'll give you a stage and everything. And then you just run it and film yourself and put it out. Super
I love
easy.
that.
And then it's good for us too, because we'll be a part of it. We'll come do some stuff. And look, we can do it as a joint thing as well, where maybe we have Joni can talk, or someone else in the team can jump up and have a conversation. Maybe put Connor on stage because he never does it. Make it force him to go do a session. But you build this sort of thing, you film it, you put it out, and you just start one brick at a time. No different to what you've just said about how you build your audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great. I'll take you up on that.
Yeah.
See that, guys? That's networking.
That's
101.
networking.
I got you. I reeled you in with that.
I love it. Mate, what else? What else are you struggling with? What else? Tell me a little bit. We got like 3 or 4 minutes before we
What
wrap
else am I
this up.
struggling with?
What else are you like? What else? Not necessarily struggling with, but you talked a little bit about transition. How else are you thinking about this transition from especially from a career perspective? Like, how do you see this growing in the future? What would you hope this brand does for you long term?
I would hope, big goal would be to just help as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Whether that be through a course or through talking or workshops, whatever it might be. Because a lot of people who are struggling to start content, I really see myself in them. Because I was never somebody who was in front of camera.
Yeah.
I was very shy. I would never go on camera. Hey, my photo being taken. This is the last thing I thought I'd be doing 4 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel, I want to help as many people in that stage, because I know exactly what it's done for me. I can talk better. I'm more confident in myself. I know who I am. I just feel way more free almost. And it's all because I took those steps, made that start. And it wasn't pretty at the beginning. It was rough, and you just made it happen. But it's gotten to this. Yeah. So I'd like to do that for as many people as I could. Yeah. But also, I'd like to work with, there's some brands that I've got in the pipeline at the moment, ones that I've been like dreaming of working with. Yeah. The ones where I'm like, one day they're going to see my content, they're going to get in contact with me. Some of that is happening now. Like I say, it's a transitional period. It's still really kind of sorting itself out at the moment. But main aim, help as many people as I can. Cool. And then just become an authoritative figure in that space, I think. I want to be the guy that is known for, like you say, the consistency, the discipline, turning up every day.
Is the goal to stop doing as much freelance and make the money in different ways?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'd love to be in a point where I do my, through my online course, consultancy, one-on-one coaching, all that sort of stuff. But also, like I said, to be able to pick the projects that I really want to be on. Doing that gives me that freedom to make the work that I really want to make. Yeah. I want to get more into YouTube. I think that's the next step for me. I think, 400 is the end. I'm stopping now. I think I've proved my point. Yeah. I don't think, I feel like there'd be a bit of like audience fatigue from it, to be honest. Yeah. It's like people like, we get it. You make videos every day. It's cool. Yeah. I think now long form is more where I kind of want to go. Yeah. Still post, but just not as consistently, and just be more on YouTube as well.
I'm just going to challenge you on that a little bit. Mm-hmm. I don't disagree with everything you just said there, but one of the things that we figure out a lot in our business is that when you have a series that works, don't stop it ever. It will exponentially grow forever. The hardest thing is get a new series for people to catch on to. It's real hard to get them to catch. When I was doing my daily vlogs, that's how my TikTok grew to 22K. And then I got burnt out by the end of the year of doing them, and I finished like 5 days before the end of the year. And I was fucking stupid. I should have just got through and got to the end of the year. But I haven't moved from that number since, and I've tried lots of different things, and I just couldn't get to anything I could. And also, the business got out of control. There's a lot of factors that I can make excuses for. But I would argue that like you got to 100 and something K. I mean, it's more than that when you combine the two, right? Like TikTok and Instagram. Yeah.
Submit across,
If you did another 400 days, it wouldn't be 400K. It would be 2 million. That 10x in growth would also be 10x in opportunity. But for you to find another storyline, another series that would get that same level of growth, I'm not saying you couldn't do it. Don't get me wrong. You definitely could. You're smart enough and you're clever enough to do it. I'm just saying it's like you've just made it way harder for yourself. When actually, if you just like imagine the guy who did 1,000 days in a row.
Mhm.
That exponential, that's exponential. It doesn't, like, it's not a, I think a lot of people where they get to is like, oh, I'm going to stop doing this, I'm going to do this now, I'm going to do something else. It's like, just do both of them. I know it's hard,
Mhm.
but actually you're looking for outsized results. You know, you're looking for stuff that no one else can achieve.
Mhm.
Do what you want. It's your life. Do what it is. But I just, like, from our experience, every time we stopped a series that got us exponential growth, because we had the same thing, oh, audience fatigue, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
We just always proved ourselves wrong every single time. And now we sit here with this coffee series, which is, you know, it's going fine, but like, it's kind of like a holding pattern at the moment
Mhm.
because we haven't found the next thing that does our exponential growth. So with all that said, I'm getting told to shut up and move this conversation on. It's been awesome to watch your journey. Actually awesome. I hope
Thanks.
that I gave you the confidence that the networking thing you can start.
Oh, it's happening.
And I'm super keen. And I'm
Yeah.
super keen, actually, if you want to do an event together. We got this series of events that we're doing, so it could be
100%.
working really well. I'd love to do that, get you in front of a crowd and
Yes.
talk. But other than that, bro, thank you so much. That was awesome.
Thank you for
I love
having
the
me.
discipline of what you've done. It's everything I preach to every single person. And I'm just stoked to see someone actually put into action. And I'm stoked to have seen you at the beginning and watching that journey play out. You might not have seen me constantly watching, but I saw it. And it's
Cool.
been fucking awesome to see. So well
Thank
done,
you.
mate. Hey, awesome to have you here.
Appreciate it.
Cheers,
Thank you so
buddy.
much.
Thank you. All right. All right, Lance.